Welcome to Shift Gang 254. This is a special episode. This is a special episode of Shift Gang 254 featuring none other than Motoring Press Agency. So this is Shift Gang versus MPA.
Really?
None other but JM Baraza.
Yes, yes. Mm-hmm. Good to see you again, man.
Do you need introduction, Ama?
No. We've done a few things with you. I think by now your followers know me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nasikianga wakisema sana sana the other side. Nasemanga, boys. Boys, jamaa. You should have been an air host or something.
On the radio. Radio iko na stories zake. Iko na stories zake too, but who knows, I might follow it up.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Now, we are here because of one thing or two things. I saw something to do with Great Run. And many people have been asking, the Great Run, hey bro, by the way, t-shirt yangu iko wapi?
Iko nayo hapa nje. Iko nayo hapa nje.
Nice.
Yeah.
So there's some guys who've been asking me about Great Run. Is Great Run a charity event ama nini? Nikaambia, now, I don't know what to tell you about Great Run. What we'll do, we'll call Baraza, mkubwa Great Run. Akuja tuelezee Great Run ni nini?
Yeah, thank you.
So, where do we start? What is Great Run by the way?
Great Run it's a concept that embraces two aspects.
Okay.
One, there's charity, and two, there's the road trip.
Okay.
Yeah, so now, how we started off the Great Run, very many years ago, before 2012, we used to go on things called runs. You know what a run is?
Runs, yeah.
Yeah, when you gather your friends and then you say, let's drive from here to
Mexico.
Yeah, for those who understand, something like that. Yeah, let's drive from here to somewhere, and you're just having fun and enjoying the roads. And unfortunately, I'll be honest, I'm not going to lie. Those days, there was a bit of speed and racing involved.
Okay.
Yeah, but we sat down, three of us. There was Amir Mohammed.
Oh, the late Amir Mohammed.
Yeah, the legend himself, the late Amir Mohammed. Then there was Joe Morai.
Oh, Joe Morai, yes.
Yeah, then there was Delta Motorsports, yeah. And then there was myself.
All right.
So the three of us sat down one afternoon in Amir's office and said, we normally do these runs, but it reaches a point, it starts to feel a bit pointless. So then purposeless. You can't just be driving from here to there and there's nothing you're doing. Yeah, so he said, let's give it an element of formality. Let's formalize it a bit.
Okay.
Yeah, so now, the three of us, we each are bringing different strengths to the table.
Okay.
Yeah, Amir, the legend, he had a very huge following.
True, because of his...
Yeah, because of his skills and his charisma. The guy's very charismatic. So he's the one who will bring the people.
Okay.
Yeah, because if Amir says, today we are driving to this place, trust me, a lot of people will show up.
Like the ring.
Yeah, like what used to happen at the ring. So Amir will handle the people, the following.
Okay.
Then Joe will handle logistics. He's very good at logistics. Connections and getting things done. He's the quiet type who gets things done. While I will formalize the event by, one, giving it a name.
Okay.
And then two, putting it in mainstream media. Everyone knows where Wananijulia.
Let me just put it this way. Everyone knows JM Baraza.
Yes.
Wow.
So I formalize it by putting it in the mainstream media, but now that we decided to formalize it like that, of course we had to come up with a name.
True.
Yeah, and the simpler the name, the better.
Okay.
We're doing runs, and those runs are great. The Great Run, simple.
The Great Run.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, because it's a great run. When you come for that run, it's a lot of fun.
All right.
But then now that we are formalizing it, a number of things have to change. Yeah, number one, no speeding, no racing.
Okay.
We actually have a rule book for the Great Run, and one of the rules is follow the traffic laws of Kenya.
All right.
Attendance of the Great Run is not an excuse for you to come and try and test the limits of your car. Yeah, but after that formalization, there was still something that was lacking. You're like, good, we formalized it, it's now a thing, but there's still something lacking.
Okay.
Then Amir, again, the legend, he said, how about we do this? Everywhere we go on a road trip, we try and give back to society, whichever way we can.
Okay, nice.
So, yeah. So we're like, actually, that's the reason why we have you here with us. Yeah. Quick thinker. Yeah, so he decided, that actually makes sense, giving back to society.
Wow.
Yeah, it makes sense. Because at that point, not a lot of people were doing that. Yeah, the only time you'd hear of charity was when maybe the first lady or a registered NGO was doing a project somewhere.
Yeah.
It was barely present in the common community, the common population.
All right.
They said, actually, that's a very bright plan.
Wow.
So we organized the first one, just a small one. We call it the Great Run because we had not even planned on. We had not thought that far ahead. We were not thinking that this is going to become a big thing. So like, you know what, yeah, let's call it the Great Run. So we had the first Great Run. We had about 17 cars and 13 motorcycles that showed up.
Wow.
Kina DJ Styles, Kina Altaf. Yeah, they were there for the Great Run.
First.
Yeah, when we were starting it.
Okay.
And I'll forever be appreciative to their contribution. And if anything, yeah, Styles and Altaf, if you're out there, please, really Great Run banner. You're always welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're always welcome. So we started off with the first one. It was a great success, and everybody said, you know what, we have to do it again. We have to do another one like that. So we went back to the drawing board. Amir, Joe, and myself went back to the drawing board. We were like,
And where was this first return to?
The first one we went to Namanga.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we went to Namanga. And the charity we had decided on, we decided the Great Run will be visiting children's homes.
Okay.
Yeah, we visit a children's home, make donations, hang out with those kids, because you know a children's home has destitute children and the underprivileged.
Yeah.
So try and improve the condition of their lives. But there's something that material goods will never fill, and that is the gap in the heart. Where these children are lonely, they're destitute.
Yeah.
That human connection, when we went to the children's home, we saw for ourselves just how important that human connection is. These kids were happy to see us. They didn't even care what we've brought. They're just like, dude, you'd walk around and a child would hold your hand and refuse to let go.
Wow.
Well, take you around the children's home, what. I remember we even played a soccer game, the Great Run versus the children of the home.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Of course, the children won the game, but because most of us, you know, we work in offices and we drive cars everywhere.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, we are bloody and fit. So we lost the game because most of us were not fit and we rarely play games anyway. We are good at driving, but when it comes to physical sports,
Kidneys,
Yep.
and lungs.
exactly.
So that was the first Great Run.
Yeah,
to
that was the
Namanga.
first one. Yes.
And basically what I've heard is that Great Run is about two things. It's about charity
Yes.
and road trips.
Yes.
The first one was in Namanga. That was in 2011,
That was in 2012.
2012.
Yeah, 2012.
Okay.
Yeah.
We are in 2021.
Yes.
Has it been happening yearly? It's after 2 years? What happens?
The Great Run happens twice annually.
Twice annually.
Yeah, we actually have a fixed schedule. For those who keep asking when is the Great Run, we have a fixed schedule.
Okay.
We have a media event, which typically is the weekend closest to June 1st.
Okay.
Then we have an NDA event, which is the weekend closest to December 1st.
Okay.
Yeah. So we normally have 2 events per year, which means we've been doing this. If you count, you know how you normally count posts on the ground.
Yeah.
If you say you're spacing posts 2 meters apart and you have 20 meters, how many posts are those?
Wait. Hey, bro. Pole pole.
Yeah.
Tuko.
You have posts. They're 2
Post
meters
as
apart.
in post.
Yeah, post. Yeah, exactly. Like this, kuna post moja hapa, post ingine hapa, post ingine hapa. Then you're spacing those posts 2 meters apart over a distance of 20 meters. How many posts do you have?
10.
No.
12.
No. 11. 11. Ask
Why
that.
not 10?
Because there's the first post. Remember, you start counting after the first 2 meters, but before you start on that first
There's
2
one.
meters, there's 1. So it's 10 plus 1. And now that explains why we are at Great Run 19. The upcoming one is 19.
Okay.
Between 2012 and now, it's 9 years.
9 years.
And if you're doing 2 events per year, we're supposed to have 18 events,
Yes.
but you're going to 19. It's actually supposed to be 20, but I'll explain why it's 19 and not 20.
Okay.
So where does that extra year come from?
Oh,
Because
the
of the
first
first
post.
year that we did. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, because of the first year that we did.
Okay.
Yeah. So this being an NDA event, all along, the odd-numbered events have been in the middle of the year.
Okay.
The even-numbered events have been at the end of the year.
Nice.
But this time, it's an odd-numbered event going towards the end of the year, 19, and it's supposed to be 20.
Okay.
But that is because of what happened in 2020.
COVID, yeah?
COVID-19, coronavirus, SARS-CoV-2.
Was it?
Yeah. When we were supposed to hold the June event, the country was under very serious lockdown.
Yeah.
Curfews and no inter-county travel, and they were saying only essential travel. And once the curfew hits, no movement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you didn't do...
Yeah, it does not make sense to hold an event of that kind when there are such stipulations in place.
Exactly.
So we had to forego it. But when we got to end of 2020, so the rules had relaxed somewhat.
Okay.
Yeah, the rules had relaxed somewhat. The counties had been opened. travel had resumed, but again under certain restrictions.
Okay.
The number of passengers per car and the curfew hours are still there.
Okay.
But there was a lot of demand. People said, oh, we want a great run, banner. This year cannot end without a great run. So I gave them a great run. It's just that it was 18. I mean,
Okay.
yeah, it was 17, sorry.
17.
Yeah, that was the end of last year. That was 17. It should have been 18, but it was not 17.
Now, you've said 2 events, huh?
Yes.
Why 2 events? Do we have one for maybe small cars, one
Yes.
for tractors? How does it work?
Yeah, ideally, okay, typically the great run is open, particularly the June event.
Okay.
But from 2013, 2013 December, that was the great run 4. Again, Amir, the legend, had a brainwave. He had had enough of driving his Skylines and his Evos, so he wanted to explore the 4x4 world a bit more.
Oh, okay.
So he said, you know what? We've done 3 great runs. By that point, we had done 3 great runs. We're not going to the 4th one. We've done 3 great runs on tarmac. How about we now start exploring? We go off the beaten path. We now start exploring the tough, off-road, technical driving kind of thing. So Great Run 4 was our first 4x4 event. Of course, I was in charge of naming the event, so I call it the Great Run 4x4. Yeah, every great run has a unique name that I give. Yeah. And from there, again, a new protocol was set. The media event is tarmac, the NDA event is off-road.
Ah, nice.
Yeah.
Nice. So if I have an off-road car, I can wait
Yes.
for the off-road run. If I have a tarmac car, I can wait for the tarmac.
Yes, you can do that. Or alternatively, if you have an off-road car, you can still come for the tarmac event.
Okay.
It's just that the other way around is not always applicable. You know, an off-roader can go on tarmac.
There's a certain forester that is very popular
On the internet, eh?
Yeah.
And around here,
in the locals.
yes, I
Can,
think
can it hack? I think
it's a grey Forester, yes?
Yeah, grey
with
one.
tinted windows and some writings on the back window.
like some, I think like 213, some
Yes,
numbers.
213. Yeah, I think I've seen 213.
Can such a car hack the terrains? Both tarmac it can.
Tarmac it obviously can.
Off-road?
For 4x4, for off-road, it depends on how tough the terrain we are covering is. Sometimes when you go off-road simply means off the tarmac. But you're driving on Maram roads, which you can even take in a Mercedes if you so wish.
Oh,
It's just that it's not tarmac, but the road is fairly smooth.
Ah, nice, nice.
But there are other places we've gone to, like Masai Mara and Aberdare, where you actually do need a
Proper.
4x4, yeah, with diff locks and low range. Because you go there in a small car.
Probably we'll get one Jimny from the TM and come
Please,
with it.
please, come with it.
Now, it's been 9 years.
Yes, 9 years.
There must be challenges. What are the challenges you faced as the organizer of Great Run? What really tussles your mind?
Number one is staffing. You know, there are 2 of us now. Yeah, for one reason or the other. Okay, yeah, we all know we lost our brother back in 2015.
Yes.
So Joe and I have been left, and I've had to use my own company staff, motoring press staff,
Okay.
to try and help with, to try and facilitate planning and logistics.
Okay.
But still, we are a bit understaffed.
Okay.
Yeah, we're a bit understaffed, and there are a lot of people who are ready and willing to help. It's just that it calls for commitment. You really have to be there. You are not doing it as a hobby. Yeah, it reached a point, it's now a responsibility. That's why we've not really expanded the team just yet. But going along, there are 1 or 2 people that I've met,
Okay.
and they seem to be the kind of guys that I'm going to enroll.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
You
one
can
of
also
the...
enroll part of Shift Gang. They are committed.
Yeah, you'll have to go through an interview. One of the questions will be, what can you do? Yeah, but we'll talk about that.
All right.
Yeah.
So, understaffed.
Yeah, one of the other challenges is there's a very small part of the community that, for one reason or the other, shows hostility.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'll explain. I hope whoever, because you know we have a lot of copycats out there, which is a third problem that I'll get to just now. Yeah, but whoever is copying me out there, please don't borrow this explanation for doing your own event. You know why you're doing it, and I know it's not the reason why I'm saying this. When we go for the Great Run, the reason why we hype it on social media and try and get sponsors and try to hype it up, you've seen those memes on Facebook and Twitter of someone making a donation to a Kikombe and then taking a selfie. Yeah, that is a misunderstanding, a very great misunderstanding of what the Great Run is about and why we draw attention. Ever since the first event, we discovered when you draw attention to those children's home, they get help.
Exactly.
Yes. What we're doing is we are creating awareness. We are not beating our chests that look at us, we are so kind. Nobody forced us to be there. Nobody's paying us to be there. And even when we put ourselves on social media and say, look at us being kind, nobody pays us to do that. No,
Exactly.
yeah, there's no benefit to.
True.
Yeah, we're not after likes and shares. What we are after is creating awareness. I'll give a very good example. The Great Run 4. We went to a children's home in Malindi. It was properly destitute. It's behind Malindi Airport.
Okay.
It was properly destitute. Things were really, really bad there. When I got there, when we were doing the recce, we drove the entire day from around 6 a.m. We were getting there at 8 p.m. We've been driving the whole day. I was so tired. And then I saw those kids. I thought maybe it's the fatigue that has hit me, because what I was looking at was heartbreaking.
Wow.
Totally heartbreaking. So we put in the effort. We worked our hardest. We hyped the event as much as we did. The event came. People came, what they saw, the donations were massive and everything. And yeah, the Great Run was completed. We continued to Great Run 5, Great Run 6, Great Run 7. When it came to Great Run 8, Great Run 4 was so much fun. The followers, the participants, demanded that we go back to Malindi. They said, let's go back to Malindi. Same route as last time. Let's go back to Malindi. So guess what I call the Great Run 8? The Great Rerun. That's what I called it. The Great Rerun. So, whilst we were doing the recce, we called up that person, the guy who had linked us up the first time. He's called George. So we told him, hey, dude, yeah, we want to come back to that children's home. He said, it's not necessary. He says, why not? And after you guys passed around, they got a benefactor from Belgium.
Wow.
They got a benefactor. They're now doing so well. They do not need any more assistance. What I'll do is I'll show you another place that needs assistance.
Wow.
Now that is the reason why we put ourselves on social media and hype the event. We are not beating our chest that we are kinder than you. No. We're trying to create awareness to help the destitute children of society. How else do you create awareness?
True.
Put the information out there.
By even shouting.
Yeah.
And actually, I like that. I like that thought.
Yeah.
Because I've been seeing. Because now we have so many car groups. We have the Subarus. We have markets, skylines, and all that.
Yeah.
I've been seeing it's like just stamping or competition. Oh, look at them. They have 60 cars and they just brought a crate of bread. You know, such bad mouthing from other car groups.
Yeah.
But now, as you've put it, I mean, it really is explaining why we should go and raise awareness, hype the event. Because if somebody like, say, a sponsor who did not attend the event, but sees the pictures of the kids and all that, and says, I want to come to this place. He might even come even without your knowledge. So, I mean,
that sometimes happens. Great Run Kitale, after we visited the children's home, turns out that one of the participants works in Davis and Shatcliffe.
Okay.
So after we left the children's home and came back to Nairobi, Davis and Shatcliffe went there and put up a water system.
Wow.
That's the kind of thing that I'm talking about.
Wow.
And much as I said earlier on, we are not chest thumping. Now I'm going to chest thump a bit, if you'll allow me.
Please do.
We are the originators of this. And nobody is asking you not to copy. But if you're copying, please know what you're doing. Yeah, don't just copy it because you saw a car with a sticker written the Great Run, you decide I'm going to start my own. I also want to be famous like these guys. We are not after fame.
And
it's not fame we are after.
Logos and everything.
Yeah, come on, that's pathetic. But yeah, we are not after fame. We are not after fame, and it's not a competition.
True.
Yeah, I'm not going to tell you don't do a charity drive. The more charity drives, the better.
Exactly.
But please understand why we are doing this in the first place. Yeah, it's not a showdown. It's not a competition. You're not trying to prove a point.
It's for the kids.
Yes, it's for the kids. We are simply trying to improve society. Simple as that.
Wow.
So when it becomes a competition, then you start trashing the other group.
You lose the
saying,
meaning.
they no longer exist. I told you the narrative about a person who walked up and said that the Great Run no longer exists. The Great Run still exists.
Wow. Eco.
Still exists, yeah.
November 31st.
November 26th to 29th.
26th to 29th.
Yeah, it's a 4-day event. We are going down to Diani through... I called it Bahari Yake.
Bahari Yake.
Tenda baharini. Bahari Yake.
Actually, you know, I said November 31st, bro. Na iko na November 30th.
Yeah, I was wondering, dude, are you sleepy or what?
Besti yangu alikuwa anasema 22th.
22th and 21st.
And 21st. Now, we have understaffed and the society.
Misunderstanding. Yeah.
The third one. Do you have people who really like hate what you do? Or they hate it because it's Baraza who is doing it?
Well, if they exist, either they are quiet or they are free to speak up.
Wow.
Yeah. But the third challenge mostly comes, it's not really a great run problem per se. I'd say it's a national problem. There are several places that we've tried to access in this country during the Rekis, and you're banned and you wonder why. Because it's my country, I'm a Kenyan citizen, why can't I go there? For the sake of safety and security, I won't mention those places on camera. I'll let you know what those places are off camera. But there are places that have restrictions. And there are places I've actually visited before under different circumstances. But you now try to visit them as the Great Run, you're told, no, you cannot come in here.
Wow.
Yeah, and I wonder why. It's our country, and I've been in there before. There's nothing to hide. It's not like it's a military installation or a space center. There's nothing to hide. So why are we being blocked from going in there? I really don't understand.
Maybe the who's benefit from this, so the situation being as it is. You never know.
Yeah, that's one thing I don't understand. And anyway, it is what it is. As we normally do during the Reiki, if you find a place is inaccessible, simply find another route.
True.
Yeah, I'm not there to argue or fight anyone.
Now, before we finalize on all these,
Yes.
sponsors.
Uh-huh.
Do you have a headache finding sponsors, and do they really come on board as expected? How do they really how do you really fetch for them? Mama, what happens when you want the sponsors?
Most of the time, the Great Run is self-funded.
Okay.
But more times than not, we've had some well-wishers.
Okay.
Well-wishers are people who will provide us with services at no cost.
Wow.
People who will normally charge for services, they provide us with services at no cost. But for a few events, we've actually had sponsors.
Okay.
And some of them were good, very understanding. Some of them came in seeking fame and almost ruined the event.
Yeah.
And some of them were not even sure what they were up to.
All right.
Yeah, but the one I'll never forget, that was the Great Run 3 when you're going to Meru. And I'm going to mention names here.
Please do.
Yeah. You've heard of someone called Polycarp Igazi?
Polycarp, yes.
Yes. When you're doing the Great Run 3.
One time he was my boss.
Ah, really? He's my friend. So at one time, when you're doing the Great Run 3 going to Meru, somebody whispered to him about the Great Run. So he came to the start line to see what it's about.
Okay.
Because incidentally, the start off point was a Shell petrol station.
Okay.
And that time he was the big guy at Vivo Energy, the guys who run Shell. So he showed up at the petrol station, looked around, saw the size of the convoy, and he's like, hey, dudes, what is this? We explained everything. You're going to the children's home to do what? You're going to the children's home. Yeah. He called his PA, told them, write them a check of 500,000 shillings.
Wow.
Let them take you to the children's home.
Hey,
Just like that.
Maze?
Just like that. Just like that. Now, that's one I'll never forget.
Wow.
Yeah. Now, that, of course, it's not really a sustainable way of getting into a sponsorship. And we all know that shortly afterwards, he left for other things.
Yeah.
So that could not continue, but if Vivo Energy is out there, you're welcome back anytime. Our arms are open.
Yeah, and I don't know, I don't want to touch about this because I'm also in the industry.
Yes.
But there is also accessing some of these corporate people or corporate offices is, I mean, you will even access the president easier than
getting some of these people.
And I think we really need fresh blood somewhere, but we'll get to that when we get there. Now, Bahari Yake.
Tuenda Bahari Yake. Lake Expedition.
November 26th to 29th.
Yes, the Great Run 19.
Great Run 19.
Yeah, this one is an off-road event.
Wow.
Yeah, off-road event. And
Suzuki Jimne.
Yep. Kuja nayo. I don't know, should I bring that white Prado? we redo what we did in the other video.
Okay, fortunately or unfortunately, it was sold due to our great marketing skills. Huh? I know, Maze. So, but the gym is there.
Oh, the gym is there?
The gym, and there's another Jimny. So
Yeah,
we have two Jimneys. I don't know, I can bring the Jimny.
Come with it. Come with it. You don't really need its skill so much because as we showed in that video, the Jimny is extremely capable.
True.
Extremely capable. Yeah, this time, much as it's an off-road event, the terrain is not that tough.
Okay.
Yeah, you'll need a car with a bit of clearance. So I'm not sure if that grey car that you're referring to will make it. It might not, but a car with a bit of clearance should be good.
All right.
And unless it rains, you don't really need four-wheel drive. but you need a car with a bit of clearance.
Okay.
Yeah, so something like an X-Trail is good, an Outlander is good. You see that class of car.
Okay.
If you go lower, you might be in trouble. If you go higher, well, if it's your car, good, but if you are hiring, that is a bit unnecessary.
So Mark X, E250, C-Class out, Skyline out.
You can do the drive in those cars if you're feeling adventurous. You actually can, but if you're feeling adventurous.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now, tell us about the itinerary or itinerary.
Yeah. So we leave Nairobi, drive down to... We're actually going to be taking off from the waterfront shopping mall in Karen.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So we'll leave the waterfront. We'll drive to Ngong Town.
Okay.
Then from Ngong Town, we go to Kiserian.
Okay. I can guess the route, eh?
You can guess the route. Almost.
Oh, you're going the other way now?
Yeah, no, but Isinya, yes, but Isinya through where?
Yeah, Kiserian, Isinya through what we call this route, or
You don't enter. You see the turnoff at Kiserian. Yeah, we are not going to enter there.
so you go with Magadi Road.
Yes, go with Magadi Road up to Konabaridi. Then you enter through Konabaridi, past Champagne Ridge, make whatever turns that you need to turn. Eventually end up at Isinya.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, so that's the first off-road section.
I remember there's a time we did a drive there. Eh?
Yeah, yeah.
Sometimes there was an earthquake and we even didn't.
We didn't feel it. Yep, that area exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's the first off-road section. From Isinya on to Namanga.
Wow.
From Namanga, drive into Amboseli. So that's why we experienced the first lake, because this is lake expedition.
Okay.
The first lake is Lake Amboseli.
Lake Amboseli.
Yeah. So drive out of Amboseli at Kimana. From Kimana, drive up to Oloitoktok. At Oloitoktok, you take another rough road to a place called Rombo.
Rombo.
Yeah.
Damn, man.
First Rombo, we go down to the second of the lakes.
Okay.
And this could very easily be the most beautiful lake I've ever seen. I know I've been to Lake Alice and Lake Ellis, and they're really beautiful, but...
Mount Kenya.
Yeah, Mount Kenya. They're really beautiful, but you need to see Lake Chala at sunset. You need to see Lake Chala at sunset.
Bro, you know, I just got a young one, huh?
Congratulations by the...
Asante sana.
Yeah.
And due to some responsibilities, she might not allow me
to take the...
Yes. I don't know whether now to bring the whole family.
Come with the whole family. Because the Great Run is family friendly.
Wow.
Yeah, come with the whole... Remember, there's no racing and you stick to traffic laws. And it's more of sightseeing. It's more sightseeing than... We are not competing about who's going to get to the end first. You know, if you get there first,
Well and good.
yeah, well and good. Yeah, congrats. Whoever gets there last, provided you've done the trip, both whoever got there first and whoever got there last will get the same trophy and certificate. So,
Wow.
yeah.
Lake Chala.
Yeah, Lake Chala. Very beautiful lake. And it's quite interesting because as you're driving, the map will tell you Lake Chala is on your left. But you look on your left, what you're seeing is a mountain. Lake Chala is a crater lake. You know, most lakes are in a depression. Lake Chala, you have to climb to see the lake. The lake is up there. The lake is actually up there. It's quite interesting. So from Lake Chala...
And somebody's telling me that we're going to have some few questions, some geography questions, because it seems like we are in a geography class. Huh? So,
Hey, okay. So from Lake Chala, it's down to Taveta.
Okay.
Taveta is where we'll experience tarmac again.
Okay.
For 1 kilometer. Then you go off-road again for another 32 kilometers to Lake Jipe.
Jipe, yes.
Yeah, Lake Jipe. Another very scenic lake. And the good thing about Jipe, as you're doing the recce, you're driving through those villages, and we notice the kids peeping through the windows and through the doors. And I'm like, this car that I'm driving must be really attracting them. It was not a car. There's an elephant right there in the middle of the village. Right there in the middle of the village, there's an elephant. Yeah, they live with elephants and wildlife among them. So we drove up all the way up to the gate of Savo West. It's again right next to the lake. Very scenic, very beautiful. And as you're there looking at the lake, an elephant is sneaking up behind you. So like, oh God, run back into the car. Run back into the car. That was... I've never seen something like that. Okay, I've seen it on TV, but seeing it in person. There's a tiny village with huts. And in the middle of all those huts is an elephant standing there. So that's what the kids were staring at. It's not that they've never seen a car before. We were thinking, hey, these people really like a Toyota Hilux.
Who is the elephant?
It's the elephant they're looking at. It's not
we
me.
did like the same thing, if my producer would agree, now with the hyena. But we will discuss about that later.
I also have incidents with hyenas, but anyway. So after Lake Jipe, we'll now come back the same road we've driven, back to Taveta.
Okay.
Taveta is where we'll be spending the first night. Yeah, we'll be spending the first night in Taveta.
Ngoja. So Lake Chala,
Yeah.
all the way to Lake Jipe, that's one day. That's day one.
Yeah, that's day one. It's quite a drive, 531 kilometers, so we need to start early.
That's day one.
That's day one.
Okay.
It's quite a distance, but day one will be tough. From there, the remaining days will be easier.
Okay.
So day two, we leave Taveta, and we drive through Savo West up to Voi.
Ah, nice.
Now, you see the route all the way from when we enter Amboseli to where we end up at Voi.
Okay.
That is the highest density of wildlife you're ever going to see.
Wow.
The road from Taveta to Voi is a public road, but it drives through Savo West. And there are always warnings, and the road is really good, very, very smooth. But because there's a temptation for people to speed, they have to keep putting bumps.
Okay.
And as you're driving along there, you'll discover why you need those bumps. There's a lot of wildlife.
Wow.
Yeah, so whoever is coming for this great run is in for a treat. It's a public road, but it's cutting through the park. You see a lot of wildlife.
Nice.
We get to Voi. From Voi, drive down to Samburu. Samburu, we take the road to Kinango, but we're not going to reach Kinango. We're going to get to a place called Vigurungani or something like that,
My God.
where we'll take a right.
This is still in Kenya.
We're still in Kenya. Oh, trust me, parts of Kenya you have never seen. I'd never seen them until... Okay, I'd seen the road up to Vigurungani because I've been to Diani several times, and that's the route that I normally use. But this time at Vigurungani, we turn right, where we join the rough road. Have you heard of a place called Lunga Lunga?
Lunga Lunga in industrial area.
No. Okay, there's Lunga Lunga in industrial area, there's Lunga Lunga in Nakuru, there's Lunga Lunga on the Kenyan-Tanzanian border down at the coast, all the way down at the coast.
Okay.
So we're going to drive all the way there on a rough road. Again, it's very scenic, very interesting. These are parts of Kenya you've never seen. From Lunga Lunga is where we hit Tamak again, then we follow the coastline all the way up to Diani.
Wow.
Diani is where we spend our second night.
Bro, this is night 2.
Yeah, this is the second night.
I don't know whether to miss the vaccination of my kid and...
Oh, that's when... No.
Ama nisongeshe mbele.
Usimiss vaccination. If it's due at that time, I'll allow you to attend the vaccination. I can organize a small great run for you and the family. Yeah, so that you also get to enjoy the route, but vaccinate the child. Yeah. Day 3 is very simple. We'll spend it at the children's... not at the children's home. There's a school inside Kwale town. So we'll leave Diani and go to Kwale town. There's a school there where we'll spend the day there doing whatever we do. We activate projects, we make donations, play around with the kids, hang around them, look around the home, etc. That kind of whatever we normally do at the children's home or at the school. Once we're done there, we'll go back to Diani to spend the second night in Diani, but it's the third night of the Great Run.
Oh, yeah.
Then the morning of the fourth day, we now drive back to Nairobi along Mombasa Road, the Kaida Tarmac, because I know by that point people will be tired. They'll be like, hey, we just want to go back home, man.
Nice.
Yeah, so from there, just drive back to Nairobi at a leisurely pace along Mombasa Road.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that is Great Run
19.
Bahari yake.
Bahari yake.
Oh my God.
Bahari iko pale Diani.
Bro, I just wish I can join you. But we'll talk about that later. Huh?
Yeah.
We'll see whether it's possible.
Yeah.
Now, do you have any sponsors on board or partners you've partnered with?
At the moment, no. This is coming out of our own pockets.
Okay.
Once again, which is fine. We had sponsors before, but it seems like they've lost interest, which is again fine. This is charity. It's not. Yeah, you're not doing it at gunpoint.
True. Yeah.
Yeah. So at the moment, we are doing it ourselves. But if anyone is interested in partnering or sponsoring, welcome aboard. We don't have any restrictions or stipulations.
Wow.
Absolutely anyone.
And this goes to corporate heads wherever they sit. Kindly, just join hands with such events. Join hands with such people as they try to elevate the society. Because that's the main point. Not only endorsing, so to say, influencers and all that. Let's also join hands and elevate the society.
Do something good for us.
So what we're going to do, we're going to take a very short break. Then after that, we discuss something I saw somewhere, ladies' might.
Oh,
Then we tumalize.
Sawa.
DTM Kenya, the leading sellers of quality used and new cars in Kenya. We deal with both locally used vehicles and fresh imports from Japan. Other services include insurance, car accessories, diagnosis, and car detailing.
Right, welcome back where we have Shift Gang featuring MPA. MPA means Motoring Press Agency.
Yes.
With none other than that's the FB name, bro.
Uliasutai Karakoram Kangchenjunga Jokmanmiri Ratchet Black.
What is that?
I don't know. If I start explaining that.
Wanasamanga, the man with the long name.
There's a joke there, but I'll refrain. There's another joke there, but ladies.
Oh, okay. Now, that is the Great Run in brief. And if we talk about Great Run in depth, mazee tunaweza kaa hapa kutoka asubuhi.
If I narrate what happens through the entire 18 events, it's going to be a while.
But mazee, lazima, we must do that. We must do, you see that road that you're talking about?
Yes.
We will do it.
Karibu sana, you let me know when.
I might not be able to get in this time.
It's fine. It's understandable.
But so you know when we come together, things happen.
Yeah.
Big things.
Interesting things.
Wow. I saw another big thing happening.
Yes.
Ladies Might.
Oh yeah, one of my other projects. Yeah, Ladies Might is a motoring press agency project.
Okay.
There's something that we call motoring press agency experience. Yeah, it's one of the MPA experience. It's a project we introduced this year where, you know, there's a tendency for people to assume that women know nothing about cars. So,
You should meet my wife.
oh yeah, yes.
She's like a man.
Shut up, shut up. That's not kind. I hope she's not.
Oh, okay.
So anyway, there's a tendency, particularly for people who sell spares and mechanics, to assume that women know nothing about cars. Yeah, and to quote a video that I watched recently, hiyo ni ubombo wall.
Uwaganis.
Wako na uwaganis. Hiyo ni uwaganis. Hiyo ni ubombo wall. Hiyo ni bombo wall. Yeah, so the idea behind Ladies Might is, rather than having women get taken advantage of when they go to the garage and the spare shops, let me provide them with that information in a comfortable setting, similar to a classroom, but a classroom where you really enjoy because there's entertainment and there's food and yeah. Let me teach them. It's a series of lectures actually, where I teach them the basics of motoring.
Okay.
Yeah, they don't need to understand how to differentiate between a hybrid turbocharger and a root step superchargers. And yeah, that is a bit. That is going into details.
Basics.
Yeah, just the basics. How an engine works. If a car is making a noise from this side, what most likely that problem is. Because there's a time, the funniest thing you've ever had. The funniest thing you've ever had. There's a lady who had a W211 Mercedes. And she said every time she was going over the bumps, the car will keep making a clanking noise at the back. So you think, those are the shocks which are gone, yeah?
Okay.
So she went to the shop and you know what they told her? Buy a new gearbox. This is a car with Mercedes' famous 7G Tronic gearbox.
Yeah.
7 forward gears and 2 reverse. Do you know how much that gearbox costs? So the next I've told her, buy a new gearbox. So she wrote into me for car clinic and I said, hey, I really need to help these people now. Yeah, you're spending what? About 600, 700,000 on a new gearbox. And the problem will still be there, which means your car will stay in that garage. Which means you're going to spend even more money. So you're in a bombo wall, like I said. Waganis. So he said, let me start empowering these ladies. Yeah, by the time she's taking her car to a garage, okay, they have the option. There are people like us. There are those who will call us up and say, hey, Steve, hey, Baraza, my car is doing this and this and this. Si unipeleke garage ama, let's go with you. Then isigongwe.
Yeah.
This time I want to empower them to the point where she goes to the garage and says, my shocks have a problem. Then the guy says, it's a gearbox. She's like, no, it's the shocks.
Wow.
If it was the gearbox, it would have done this.
Wow.
But it's doing this, so it's the shocks. Once the mech realizes you know something, he'll just do his work and go his own way and wait for his next victim.
I have a colleague, a former colleague, back in 2017.
Yeah.
She bought a Nissan Note. Now, she drove with the handbrake on or up from Kahawa. I don't know whether it's Wendani or Sukari. Those Kahawas.
One of the Kahawas.
To Pangani
West.
with the handbrake up. So there was this sound woo, 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 everywhere.
Yeah.
And she was telling me, oh, this guy sold me this car. I don't know what happened. Looking at the car, I was like, relax. This thing is called a handbrake. You just lift it and
Drop it.
So, I mean, I get where you're coming from.
Yeah, yeah.
I get where you're coming from. So when is this happening? The ladies' night?
This is happening in a few days' time, actually, November 13th.
Okay.
Yeah. Again, it's at the waterfront Karen,
Okay.
interestingly enough.
Wow.
Unlike the previous one, which was spread over 2 weekends, this one will be on 1 weekend.
Okay.
And then another difference is, this one is now a family-friendly affair.
Oh, all right.
The first one was strictly women. This one, the women will be having their lectures in a lecture theater somewhere, but their families are free. Their families are free to accompany them.
Okay.
Husbands and children and friends, non-female friends, which are basically male friends.
Okay.
You're free to accompany them because what we have is something called a motor expo.
Motor Expo.
Yeah, so there'll be displays huko nje, people displaying cars and that kind of thing, something to keep the people not attending the lectures, something to keep them occupied and entertained
Okay.
as we are lecturing the ladies inside the lecture theater.
How do my wife get to the ladies' night? Or if there's a lady out there who wants to get to ladies' night?
Simply show up at Waterfront Karen on November 13th,
Okay.
morning hours.
Wow.
Yeah, simple as that.
Haya, how do I get to go to this Bahari Yake,
Bahari yake.
the great run?
You register for the event, which is paying 6,000 shillings.
6,000 shillings.
Yeah, to till number 5151021.
5151021.
Yes.
6,000
Yeah, 6,000 shillings. And that 6,000 shillings, it's per car, not per person.
per car.
Yeah. So if you're driving a 62-seater bus, you still pay 6,000 shillings. You can charge people fare and get back your 6,000. Yeah. And I know a lot of people asking, what's that money for? What's that money for? It's simply for operations. It covers the recce costs. It covers merchandising. It covers branding because you normally brand the cars.
Okay.
Again, that branding of the cars, people will think that we are going advertising ourselves. That's not really the case. Again, copycats do not know this and they're not going to quote me after this because I'm not giving the explanations of what we are doing. When we brand the cars, it makes us easy to identify each other on the road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
Because someone is in trouble, I know that's a great run car because I can see the stickers.
Okay.
And I know exactly who it is because I have the car number there.
Okay.
I know if I gave car number 6 to so-and-so, I see car number 6 in trouble, I know exactly who that is. Yeah, so when we put the numbers and the stickers on those cars, again, it's not just thumping. We are not looking for attention. I have enough attention from my newspaper column. Come on. Yeah, I'm not-
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm not looking for more attention. Yeah, it's so that we identify each other easily.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the reason why we do what we do. A lot of people don't know that. They tend to misunderstand.
All right.
Yeah, so when the 6,000 covers the branding and the merchandise, you get some merchandise. And it's per car. It's not per person.
Nice.
It's per car.
Nice.
Yeah, irrespective of the number of occupants. Yeah.
Wow. So for the great run, you register through till number 5151021.
Exactly.
6,000 per car, not per head.
Yeah, per car.
That is November 26th to the 29th. Ladies' Might, November 13th.
Yeah.
Just show up.
Yeah, just show up.
Wow.
Simple as that.
And I'm being told that we have some geography questions.
Geography.
Yes, DHC. You know, people nowadays, they call it social, is it social studies or social media, whatever. But we did the, did you do the GHC?
Yes, I did. But how many years ago was that? Given my age, it was still under the Moi government, actually. Yeah, that's a while back.
So this one is a Shift Gang versus MPA bout. Huh? Is it head to head?
I went to Alliance.
Alliance. What you want? Public schools. I went to a public school.
Somewhere nearby, yeah?
Somewhere. I heard that the Alliance people used to call it slum. My God, the Madarao. But tuko hapa.
You have the papers with you.
You have the papers.
I'm just going to write down the questions.
Okay.
You're going to write down the answers.
So
Okay.
the questions are read to us. We write down the answers.
Yes.
Okay.
Then we're going to do, everybody's going to read the answers.
Okay.
Once we're done with the questions.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
All right.
How many questions are there?
How many questions?
We're going to do 5 questions.
5 questions.
Yes. Might be more.
Guy more than
Hey.
All right.
Okay.
But they are very easy questions. Huh?
Okay.
Like for example,
So this is question number 1.
yes, which is the largest lake in Africa?
Largest
Lake in Africa.
Are you sure?
I mean, he's a bright kid.
So was I.
Let's see. Largest lake
Yes, in Africa.
in Africa.
In Africa.
Okay.
Higher, which is the largest fresh water lake in the world?
Largest freshwater lake in the world.
Huh.
Ngoja.
Let's see.
Tunaweza chora watu.
I think.
This should be interesting.
Why are we doing lakes? Can't we do mountains or
Lake
something?
expedition, bahari yake.
Largest freshwater lake in the world. Why are we doing the world? Let's
Because
do
we live in the world, I guess.
guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Higher, which is the coldest country in Africa?
Coldest.
Yes.
Coldest or oldest?
Yeah. Coldest.
But
That
it-
one I know.
Yes,
That one I know. Aki
in
Anani.
Africa.
And let me ask you. I know he has no idea. Let me ask you.
Yeah, I have no idea. I have no idea.
Let me ask you. What happens when I get closer to the answer? Do I get half a point?
No.
It's either the answer or it is not. It's either the answer or it is not.
Aki Anani. Aki. Sawa.
Higher, South Africa is the world's leading exporter in what?
South Africa is the largest.
World's leading exporter in what?
In Zulus. That's the answer.
South Africa
I've given
is
you
the
one free
world's
answer.
Leading
Biggest-
exporter in what?
Yes.
Zulus.
Oh my God.
Yeah, but okay, I'm not endorsing human trafficking. But yeah. Ooh. Hoo-hoo.
Seems like you know that one. You've been there severally.
Yeah, dude, I know South Africa inside out. I've filled passports just going to South Africa.
Guy. That's not fair.
But it's okay. Just for you to be fair. Better to be fair to everyone. The largest country in Africa.
The largest country.
Ha.
No, wait. Okay.
Yeah, things might have changed.
We all know the Kalahari Desert.
Yes, I've actually been there.
Kalahari. Hey, see,
Goes
bro.
through which countries?
Aha.
Bro, I mean.
Let me see. There's there. Okay. Sorry.
That is the fair question.
It's a very,
Mm.
very fair question.
Ngoja, Kalahari. Kuna Kalahari na kuna.
Namib.
No, wachana Namib.
Uh-huh.
There's the other one. Kalahari, Namib, and.
Or Sahara. Sahara is way up north.
Guy.
See, I'm helping you. Does it touch on this other country? I need to remember.
It's actually just 3 countries. It's hard to do one.
Yeah.
4 left.
There's one I might get wrong. One of those 3 countries.
Bro.
Pretty obvious, eh?
I know I'm such a bright person.
Oh, yeah.
My genius amazes me.
So, we're done? Or...
Have one more.
Okay.
Steven, you good?
Kidogo.
Ukigwara umegwara.
Haya, sawa. So you said there were 5, now we're on the 7th.
Wacha tumalizie na which is the smallest country in the world?
Smallest.
Yes, country.
In the world.
In the world. Okay.
I thought this would be simple for you,
In the world.
assuming you watch a lot of documentaries.
I do, but I watch documentaries of war and stuff.
Wait. Smallest country in the world, yes?
In the world.
Wait. This is changing just now.
Bro, why in the world? Why not in Africa?
Time up. Exchange our papers. We do the marking.
Ngoja. It's in the world.
Sorry. Yep. In the world. This should
I know
be
it's an
interesting.
island.
No, it's not an island. Let me just tell you early enough. It's not an island.
Keep moving.
It's not an island.
Time is about up.
Sawa.
You can exchange.
Exchange papers.
Haya, this one, these are the answers.
Okay.
Yeah, this.
Okay.
This is the deepest, not the largest.
It's not the largest.
I don't know.
Okay, we'll see. We'll see.
We start,
Okay.
The largest lake in Africa. What was your answer? We start with Lake Road.
Blake Karakwam wrote Lake Tanganyika.
Steve wrote Lake Victoria.
So Steve on this one was right.
10 points, my man.
Okay.
The coldest country in Africa.
Coldest. That's Blake wrote Algeria, which is wrong. I know he's wrong.
Steve wrote Lesotho.
Steve was correct.
God damn it.
Just because I'm on your show. Wait, when you come on my show, I'm going to ask you the birthday of my family members.
Do you know why?
Yeah.
I actually saw this post on Facebook that there is snow in Lesotho. And I was like, snow in Africa? Walai?
But there's snow in North Africa as well, in the Atlas
No,
Mountains.
like villages. There is snow in some villages in Lesotho. And I was like, highest altitude in...
Okay, so far I have 0. Okay, now I see where I made the mistake. And it's fine.
We go to South
0.
Africa is the world's leading exporters in what?
Okay, what did I write?
No, states.
Okay.
You start with my answer.
Karakwam wrote diamonds.
Let's go to...
Steve wrote horticulture.
Now, according to what I'm reading
Yeah.
from my sources, it will be gold.
Gold. Okay, but who exports the highest number of diamonds? Check diamonds as well.
TZ. I think it's TZ.
Diamond exporters.
Yeah.
Gold.
By country. Okay, gold, yes. Yeah, they have a lot of gold mines by there, especially the areas around Johannesburg.
Actually, I would think it's DRC.
I'd also think it's DRC, but you know, DRC, it's not commercial scale mining.
It's what? That would be Botswana.
Botswana.
For diamonds. So we are both wrong.
Hakia nani.
Wait, I still have 0. Yeah, Lions.
I'm sure the next one, I'm winning. Why do I win all the time? God.
Okay.
Largest country in Africa.
He's wrong. He wrote Sudan.
And
He wrote Libya.
Muammar Gaddafi's land.
that's nice. So beat Sudan.
Come on. Bros. Hapana. Sudan and Libya.
It's Sudan. Yeah. You know, I was a bit doubtful of the answer initially because remember Sudan broke into South Sudan and Sudan.
Oh, that is why you are saying...
Yeah, the answer might have changed, but Sudan has always been the largest country.
Not Libya.
Nope. So that's a big X for you. Good, we are now catching up.
Okay.
Twende kazi.
This was for the Kalahari Desert.
Yes.
What countries does it pass through?
Yes, okay. So I see you wrote Egypt and Tunisia.
No.
I know those ones are wrong. Wrong.
These ones are cancelled, bro.
Okay.
We are using...
Oh, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Okay, so Steve had written Morocco, Egypt, and Tunisia.
What is the one at the top?
Yeah, he actually wrote Tunisia twice. I don't know why. But fortunately for him, he cancelled them out. Then he said Zimbabwe, Angola, Botswana, Zambia.
Okay, you just write about Botswana.
Okay, Botswana is correct.
Nothing else.
What?
Good. X. This is why I catch up. X. Good.
Haya. Baraza wrote Botswana,
Correct.
Namibia,
Correct.
South Africa.
And just like that, overtake him. Just like that.
Ngoja.
Wait.
How? Okay.
1 point per
wait.
country. 1 point per country, yes?
What is the number of points for this?
3 points, because it's 3 countries. 3 points. Just like that.
This is the problem with Kenya. This is the problem with this country. So
Just like that, I take the lead.
how?
Yeah, you got 1 right though. So now you're at 3. I'm at how many? 4. Yeah.
I've written everything correct, man.
Nope.
Number 7.
Number 7.
Philip was the simplest one to Stephen. The smallest country in the world.
He wrote Vatican City. Are you high?
And Steve wrote,
Steve wrote Lesotho.
so I'm assuming Baraza is correct.
Vatican is a city, bro.
Nah, it's a country.
It's a country. I learned that in primary school in class 7.
Vatican is a city.
It's called the Vatican City, but it's a country. The smallest country in the world is the Vatican City.
Is that where the Pope comes from?
Yes. It's a Vatican City. You remember the
It's
answer?
in Italy.
Yeah, it's surrounded by Italy, the way Lesotho is surrounded by South Africa. You saw the answer I'd written there the first time. It's an equally small country, but something clicked in my mind and said, wait.
You like bragging. What is this? This is not even a country.
What? Liechtenstein. It's a tax haven. If you want to run away from tax obligations, go and register your company in
So we register Shift Gang in
Liechtenstein.
like
Yes.
Massachusetts.
Please put a tick there when they put a big X over here. Ha! So Steve Amwere has 1,
Goja,
2.
number 6 should have been 1 point.
Nope. You have 3 out of, this will be a total of 10.
7.
No,
No, even
3 out of 9.
assuming it was 1 point,
Yeah.
where would you?
Would have a tie.
You have 3 out of 9.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
5 out of 9.
So Team Blake,
It's called a comeback.
Thanks to corruption.
What
MPA
corruption? What
wins.
corruption? See how I started. The first, was it 3 or 4? I got nothing. Yeah, the first 4 questions I got nothing while you had 2. Then things don't start changing somewhere along the way.
Anyway, guys, this has been Shift Gang 254. Stephen Wamwere here, featuring
Baraza JM, aka Blake.
aka Uliasutai.
Karakoram,
Those other
yes.
words.
Yeah.
Now, this has been a discussion about the Great Run. We've heard where it started, where it's heading, what are the plans, all that. And we squeezed a little bit of ladies' might there. So this is Shift Gang 254. Remember, this video is brought to you by DTM Kenya. They're the leading sellers of quality cars in this land of ours. Till next time, cheers.
Cheers, guys.